Hey guys, how are you? Happy Monday. It is the Monday morning edition of the Daily Juice podcast with me, Matt Perrault. I'm your host every morning here on BettingPros.com, always being brought to you by BetMGM. We have a Monday night football game, and it's going to be a big one. It's the Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going to tell you how I am betting that game, but if you would like to get involved with that game and you do not have a BetMGM account, it's a $5 wager that pays you $100 if you use the promo code JUICE100 when you sign up, and any team scores a touchdown, side total, money line, whatever. You make a $5 bet on the game. Any touchdown gets scored, you win $100 from BetMGM with that promo code JUICE100. Okay, so not to bore you with the entire recap of Sunday, but it was a profitable day. The prop bets go 1-3. That's why Dan Harris does props. I go 1-3 in the props, so we were down a little there. But then we go 3-2 on the one-unit plays, thankfully, with the same game teaser for Sunday Night Football. With the Packers, they win outright, but we gave them 9.5. We teased the total down. You could have taken Packers plus 3.5, and you could have done a Packers and the over parlay that would have paid you much more than what I got at minus 120. But it's peace of mind. It's just kind of nice knowing that I didn't care what Aaron Rodgers was going to do. We knew we were good. Whether they made the kick or not, we were good. We had gone over. And there were some tense moments there early when it was 14-0, and then they weren't. It could have it was 10-0, I guess. It could have kicked a field goal to make it 13-0, and it was just the whole thing was kind of annoying. So it is what it is. It happens, and, fine. People can. You want to sweat that out, go right ahead, okay? But I have now hit 2 straight same-game parlays in primetime, or same-name teasers, I should say, in primetime. More on that here in just 1 second. You probably guessed where I'm going to wind up going. But 3-2 because the Patriots lost. I'm wearing a Patriots hat here on the YouTube video. You can always see this podcast via YouTube on video. And it's because this week is going to stink. More on that here in just 1 second. And the Patriots did not come in. Then the unders went 11-4 yesterday. 11-4. And I was on the under for Washington and Buffalo. Only 4 overs hit, and I was on the under. And then I was on the under or the over for the Patriots game, and that didn't hit either. So I lost there on that play, which kind of stunk. I was on the over for the game last night with the Packers myself. I teased down, but I also bet the over, so I kind of made up for it a little bit on that one. But, it was a good day because of the Arizona Cardinals somehow came through for us. That was huge to get that Cardinals victory. We needed that. And then we had the teaser. The Wong teaser improved to 3-0 on the year with another cash of the Bengals plus 9. They won outright. And the Dolphins plus 9.5. Raiders win. And the Dolphins plus 9.5 covers. We go 2-3 on the Daily Juice bets, I believe. Let me double check on that for Team Daily Juice. I think it's another 2-3. Let me double check on that. We went Patriots right, Packers right, Bucks, Seahawks, Dolphins, and Patriots wrong. So 2-3 again. So another 2-3. So now we've fallen to 6-9 on the Daily Juice. It's not horrible, okay, because realistically what we want to do is get hot, and when you're working with this many people, it's what happens, right? You got to figure out the kinks as to how it's going to go. Cole Brewster was really hot. I think he went 4-1 on his picks, so maybe we'll lean more heavily on his picks or D. Nizzy's picks coming up. My team went 3-2. My personal team now has gone 4-1, 2-3, and 3-2, which is fine. As long as you avoid the 1-4s and the 0-5s, just every week, just avoid that. Be putting up points and score. The idea at the end of the 18 weeks, we'll have a chance to be in the top 50 to cash. It's not going to be easy to do it, okay? It's going to be hard, but every 4 weeks, it resets with the quarter polls. So it's really like 4 mini contests all in one. So clearly, we're not going to win the first mini contest, but in a couple of weeks, it's 5 weeks to the first one. Once we get for 2 more weeks, and then in week 6, we reset and we go again for 4 more weeks. So that's the fun of the Circa Million. Yes, it is about the big picture, but it's also about the individual contests as well. So, we're off to a great start for Team DJ, but we're okay. 6-9, it's fine. We'll pick it up here and hopefully have a couple hot streaks and really get going here. It's a long season. We got a long time to go here for us. So Team DJ, 6-3. And granted, also you can also look to fade those picks too. You know, as I tell you what the picks are. If you want to go against us and fade it, it's a good way of getting some information and going against the team. So if we're cold, you could have gone 3-2, 3-2, 3-2 if you had faded the DJ picks. I'm not telling you you can or can't do it. It's up to you, but that's the beauty of doing this. We want you guys to use our information for your benefit, whether it be fading or following. It's up to you. I never get angry. If we're making you money, great. That's the whole point of this podcast, is to help you guys make money. So hopefully we'll get a little better with those coming up, but 2-3 again for another 2-3 week, and we'll pick it up. Hopefully, be better coming up for next week for us. So 3-2, up slightly. 1-3 on the player props. Alvin Kamara should have hit, man. 32.5 yards receiving. He ended up with 29 all in the first half. He didn't have any. He didn't have any yards in the second half. Blah. But that's kind of just the way the day on the props went, and you know it is what it is. I don't do prop bets very often, so Daniel Harris was off for obvious reasons. So that's why I was the one doing player props, which is not really what I was going to do, and I did the night before and used the prop bet cheat sheet. I had the under for Matthew Stafford for 309 yards, and him and Brady eviscerated that. They both were throwing yards like crazy, throwing the football around. Bucks do not cover. Rams do cover. I threw down like a for fun teaser last night. I teased through 0, which I never do. Don't do it. But I teased the 49ers to +3 and the Bucks and the Rams to +6. Once I got to a pick, I did that, and luckily Packers won by 2. Niners covered that. Same game teaser, Niners covered that. And then the contest play, +3.5 on the Packers, covered that. So that was a really big game for me last night. That went really, really well. So 3-2 on one-unit plays on Sunday. 3-0 on one-unit plays on Saturday. So we end up with a pretty good mark of 6-2 on one-unit plays over the weekend. So that's great, and I'll take that every time. That's really exciting. We had some other things. Obviously, combat sports came in, were okay. Boxing didn't go that great. Props didn't go that great. But on the one-unit full big bets, big wager, full-unit bets, 6-2 on the weekend. So that's decent. I'll take that every single time as we head towards a Monday here for the Daily Juice. All right, so I'm wearing a Patriots hat because it is Brady Patriots week. I don't know if you guys saw the Adele commercial that NBC Sports did during the Sunday night game. I don't know if they were trying to be funny, but I couldn't stop laughing. Like, what are we doing? Like, really? You're going to use Adele? Hello, it's me talking about, like, hello from the other side? Like, what are we doing? Like, okay, we really going to try to romanticize this much? It's going to be driven down our throats for the entire week. And I'm just going to say this really quick. As a Patriot fan, as a 44-year-old guy who is the same age as Tom Brady, who Brady is an incredible athlete, he's the greatest Boston sports athlete of all time, to have him going back, forget the Super Bowl. I was happy for them. Gronk and Brady winning in Tampa, I was happy for Tampa. I was happy for the two of them. This is the night that's going to suck, okay? It's going to absolutely suck to watch Brady in a Bucs uniform playing against Belichick. There is no way of winning this. This is like watching your parents go to divorce court and fighting, and it's just no one wins here, okay? This is just an awful environment. Just get me through the week. Get me past this game. The number opened up at 5.5. It's going to steam like you would not believe. My guess is 7. Closing number probably is 7. And I probably bet the Patriots. I'm probably going to bet the Patriots strictly on straight. I'm not betting on Brady up against New England in prime time. No, even though that's the right side, okay? I very well might bet Patriots +7 and Tampa Bay money line. Very possible. I may make both those bets, but I think Tampa wins. The hope is that Brady plays poorly. Not going to happen. The hope is that Mac Jones plays really well. Not going to happen. The hope is that the offensive line blocks that defense for the Buccaneers. Not going to happen. So it's just... yeah. Red Sox get swept by the Yankees, and we start the week knowing that Brady on Sunday night goes to Foxborough. Yeah. So it's just going to be a bad week. Just get me through this week, please. Just, quicker we get to Sunday, the better it's going to be for everybody, including me, for get this game done. And then we can go on with Pats are probably going to be 1-3, and they can go back trying to figure out if they can make a wild card run or not, if they can figure out who's a wide receiver and can they block anybody is going to be the question. So, not great. Okay, so let's talk about tonight. for Monday Night Football. This is going to be an extremely heavily bet game, Cowboys and the Eagles. Okay, so a couple things. Cowboys are 3.5-point favorites, but at home, as a home favorite, the Cowboys have not been good. Now, this is with Dak and without Dak, but I think if you look at the way the Eagles have been playing and look at the total, this is where you got AT&T Stadium. It's an 8:15 kick on ESPN, and the Eagles have some key guys out. Brandon Graham being out with an Achilles injury is significant from a pass rushing standpoint. Amari Cooper is questionable for this game. La'el Collins is out and suspended for trying to bribe the tester, the NFL testing person. He tried to bribe them. That's the biggest Cowboy thing ever. DeMarcus Lawrence is out of this game. The Eagles have been kind of an up-and-down team. Lost to the 49ers. We saw where the 49ers looked like last night. Eagles, big win over Atlanta early. That was kind of the eye-opener. Cowboys fought hard and lost to the Buccaneers on week 1. Jalen Hurts has been okay. Yeah, he hasn't been awful. I don't like this Cowboys defense all that much. And, I mean, I know the Cowboys went on the road and they beat Los Angeles, but I'm not a huge deal. I mean, that was Herbert in the red zone again, who couldn't capitalize and couldn't score. And I just think the Eagles' defense is going to come at it here, but the total is 51.5. And I think both teams are going to score. Overs in prime time. I think they're 7-0 now after the over hitting last night. I think we're on a 7-0 run for overs after Thursday night over, Sunday night over, and this is 51.5. Okay? I'm going to do the same thing I've been doing here. I've hit the last 2 of these. I hit it Thursday. I hit it Sunday. I'm doing it again. I'm taking the Eagles up to 9.5. I'm taking the total down to 45.5, and I'm betting over at -120. Again, you can bet this individually if you want. I think the Eagles are live to win the game. I think, and this is where I'm not a huge Cowboy supporter, okay? So maybe the Cowboys win the game, but do we think the Cowboys are going to win the game more than 7 points? I don't, okay? If the Cowboys win, I think they win between 4 and 7 points. The total being 45.5, I just think more points are going to be scored than 45.5 with these defenses and these offenses, okay? I think we're going to see a lot of offense. And I'm going to have player props going here, but I mean, I think there are some definite, like, anytime touchdown props when it comes to receivers in this game. I think there's definitely some Dak Prescott props to talk about. Dak Prescott throwing the football. I think you can easily fade the rushing totals for Ezekiel Elliott. I think Ezekiel Elliott's just going to do nothing. I mean, he's not running the football. They're not giving him the football to run it, for that matter. But I will come back in the Discord channel, bettingpros.com/chat, bettingpros.com/chat, or underneath me here on YouTube for a link to take you to the Discord channel. I will post player props in there, and I very well also might get involved. I'll look at the prop bet cheat sheet, bettingpros.com/props, to go to the Betting Pros NFL cheat sheet to take a look at some of the props that are available there. I may jump in with some of those as well. I may, I don't think I'm going to bet baseball, but maybe I'll have something in baseball later today. Probably not. A lot of teams are off on this Monday before they head down the stretch here to end the season. Most teams have 6 games left. They'll be off on Monday, and they'll play Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then be done for the regular season. It's incredible that next week, at the end of the week, we're in October. Like, where did September go? This is nuts. But here we are already, almost into October here for the NFL season and for the baseball season coming to a close. By the way, the Cardinals cashed our over 86 wins yesterday with their 16th consecutive victory. We are now 3-1. Rays over 88 wins. Red Sox over 79 wins. And the Cardinals over 86 wins. All cash. We got the Nationals wrong, so 3-1 on our baseball our baseball futures, which is really good. Speaking of futures, you got to love the Raiders, 3-0. They're over 6.5. We're golden, okay? We've got over 6.5 for the Bengals. They've got 2 wins. They're 2-1. The under 8.5 wins for the Steelers. They're 1-2, and they got a tough schedule coming up over the next couple of weeks. So far, so good on some of our future wagers. Not bad. I have the Saints over 9.5 wins. They're 2-1. I like that. Falcons over 7.5 wins. That is 1-2 for them. They got their first win against the Giants. Not a great start for them with 1-2, but they just need 8 wins, so that's not horrible to go 8-9. Hopefully they turn things around and start playing better. So far, from a future standpoint, we got off to a really good start here in the NFL, and I like it a lot. The other feature we're watching, obviously, is the 12-1 ticket that I've got on Matt Perrault to win the Heisman, and he's now the odds-on favorite to win the award, and they play Bama this week. You could say that the Heisman Trophy Award is basically going to come down to this game on Saturday, which, by the way, the line opened up at 80 from a total perspective and 20, plus 20 for Ole Miss. The Sharps hammered that number immediately. I think, let me see. At last check, it was down all the way to 15.5. Let's see how much farther this thing has gone down. I was tempted to bet it at 15.5 to give Ole Miss plus 15. But let me see here. So Alabama and Ole Miss, this is the game of the weekend in my mind on Saturday. I cannot wait to get involved and bet this game. Alabama and Ole Miss. It's now 14.5. Holy crap. This number, man, it was 20. Plus 20. The total has stayed flat. It was 80. Now it's 77.5. But Ole Miss now at plus 14.5. That is some serious movement. We're down almost an entire touchdown for Alabama and Ole Miss. That's crazy. Should have bet 15.5. That's annoying. I'll wait and watch. Maybe that number gets down below 14.5. Maybe that number comes down to 12.5. Who knows? So, like, you get me under 14 significantly, I probably would take Alabama. But, 77.5. Yeah, we'll see where these numbers go. How low will it go before the public gets back involved and bets this thing back up? And maybe we get closer to 80 again at kickoff, and you go with under Alabama, Ole Miss. But we have a whole week to go here with that. So just giving you a heads up as to what's going on with that number. So just one bet for you guys here today. 1 unit in play, minus 120. Eagles and the Cowboys, same game parlay, same game teaser, 6-point teaser, same game. Eagles plus 9.5, over 45.5. Very similar to what we bet on Sunday, similar to what we bet on Thursday. Let's go 3 for 3. Let's knock down another one of these coming up here on Monday Night Football. My name's Matt Perrault. Follow me on Twitter. Talk to you in the Discord channel as well, at Sports Talk Matt on Twitter. Every morning, it's the Daily Juice Podcast. Always being brought to you by BetMGM, always found on BettingPros.com.